what's happening? I'm Tom Kiat, 51 years old, lifetime natural bodybuilder, former Mr. Natural Canada, IFPA Pro Natural Bodybuilder, and a one-time 4th best middleweight pro in the entire world. Now here's what I'm going to do. At 51, using just exercise bands, I'm going to be using the high intensity training system, heavy duty, Mike Mentzer sort of training, pretty much 2 days per week, and I'm going to put on some muscle. No steroids, no fancy hormones, just guts, a system, and consistency. Now I've tried high intensity training 2 times in my life before this. When I was in my early 20s in university, I went from training 6 days a week for 2 hours a day to training 20 minutes per day, 3 days a week. My bench went from 315 for 1 rep, which is pretty good, to 315 for 8 reps on the incline. My squat, 405 for 5 reps, all the way up to 475 for 5 reps. Shoulder presses went from 185 for 5 to 275 for 5 reps. I went from 200 pounds to 215 pounds in about 6 months. Now, the second time I tried high intensity was back in 2011, training 2 times per week for 40 minutes. I put on quality muscle, won my pro card, and competed against the best in the world at the Jordan Cup. Full circle, here we are trying it again at age 51. Let's see how it goes. Honestly, I can't say for sure what's going to happen. I've recorded my weight, my measurements, my body fat pinches. I'm eating 15,000 calories per week, and it's going to stay like that for the full length of the term. About 185 to 200 grams of protein per day. I walk the dogs every day for an hour. I have my Taekwondo workouts every day that I'm not lifting weights. So this is my journey. I'm documenting on YouTube every week, and you're going to get firsthand knowledge of full disclosure of where this is all headed. Now, for sure, one of 3 things that are going to happen. Scenario number 1, I'm going to get massively huge. I'm going to get really muscular. This is totally going to work. My strength's going to go through the roof. I'm going to say this was the best 12 weeks I've ever had with training, and I'm going to totally renew my body, revitalize my body. I'm going to look like a fucking tank, and I'm going to walk around the beach feeling really good. I'm going to be lean because my metabolism is going to be on fire with this new muscle mass. That's scenario 1. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm praying for. Now, scenario 2 is probably the more likely thing. I'm going to see some progress initially for the first 3-4 weeks. My body's going to adapt very quickly. So instead of 2 workouts every 7 days, eventually it'll be 2 workouts every 8 days. And then I'm going to stagnate. I might even try 2 workouts every 9 days. And if I can hold that muscle mass and look the same with 2 workouts every 9 days, guess what ends up happening? I'm more efficient. And efficiency is a win. So scenario 2 is not too bad, although I much prefer scenario number 1. Now, scenario number 3, this is what I'm worried about. What's going to happen is I'm going to train 2 days out of 7, it'll become 2 days out of 8, and then what's going to happen over time is I'm actually going to get a little bit smaller or stay the same. I'm going to be frustrated. I might see a little more fat around the midsection. So am I concerned about that? Not really, but it could happen. And if it does happen over the course of 4 weeks and I see that happening, I'm going to have to make some changes because getting fatter is just not acceptable over the long term. So let's see where this takes us. All right, guys, so I brought you guys to the dungeon. This is all I've got right behind me. That's all it is. It's a bunch of bands. So these are the 2 bands I'm using for legs. I'm a little concerned that I'm not stimulating my quads enough. Absolutely. Am I concerned that I'm not stimulating my calves enough with these 2 bands? Absolutely. Hamstrings, not a problem. Definitely stimulating them. But I might have a problem. Might have to look for some new bands for that. Now, as for all the other bands, you can mix and match them, put 3 bands together for chest press, pull downs. I'm not too concerned about my upper body, but I definitely am concerned about my legs. Again, it's an experiment. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely not going to buy a squat rack. I'm definitely not buying free weights. I'm using bands. 51, using bands, high intensity. Who knows where this is going to take us? Now, I want to let you guys know, I'm 51 years old, living in Costa Rica. I don't hold a 9-to-5 job. I'm self-employed. I'm a fitness coach. Why I'm telling you that is because this is totally controlled. I eat when I want. I'm going to lock down on 15,000 calories. I'm going to lock down on 185 to 200 grams of protein every day on average per week. This is probably the most controlled study you're ever going to see. Here's a guy 51 years old representing all the 40 plus, the 50-year-olds, the 60-year-olds. My goal, guys, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to kick some fucking ass. This is for me. This is me versus me. I'm going to record everything. Okay, so you're going to see my body fat pinches. You're going to see my tape measures, my scale weight, all the numbers that I'm lifting. And I can't believe it. It's exercise bands. I will do this. I will succeed. You can count on it. How much I'm going to succeed, I have no idea, but I'm definitely going to give it my all. There you have it, guys. Putting it all on the line. I'm glad you're joining me on this journey. Please subscribe, write some comments, ask some questions. If you want to give it a try yourself and run parallel to me, more than willing to help you out, give you some encouragement, and let's do this together.